Hey guys, 2004 Club Cart DS. Just picked this thing up, and it's a blast. We're having fun running around the neighborhood. Kind of hard to tell how much juice you have left on your battery, so I thought I'd add a little volt monitor or voltmeter. So there's nothing on it other than this light that, in my experience, doesn't work totally reliable when you're running low. I was running down the street and it died on me. I thought I'll add a voltage meter just to know where my battery is. I will link in the description what model this is. But anyway, I'll show you how I hooked it up. So guys, whenever you're running something off the battery, and a battery that is this strong, so 48 volts, that's a lot of wattage, or a lot of volts rather, you'll want to put a inline fuse on. So what I have is a little 2 amp, because this thing, our meter does not use that much amperage, so I got a little 2 amp inline fuse that is water sealed. We will connect that on there, and I use little female and male connectors. Make sure it's good and secure. Change this to an eyelid, but we'll attach it to the positive side of the first battery. So while you're working on this, I'll just leave the fuse out so you don't shock yourself. You go ahead and hook up your, I got a female connector on this and a male connector on there, so you go ahead and attach these two. And I'll put some electrical tape on that. Button this up out of the way, up in here, and I'll run it across there. So this is your hot wire. This hot wire runs to the back of that voltage meter. So once you get your positive and your negative hooked up, what I did is ran it down through the golf cart here. That came out by the battery trays. And then I came up and over this mounting bracket right here. I went up and over, and then I ran it up just inside of here. Found a little weep hole right here. Ran the wire up into there. So I found another little pre-drilled from the factory hole here. So I ran this up, and it runs just like that into this little hole here. And that actually comes out pretty close to the instrument cluster. Just try and get a light in here. You can see it right here. It comes out right there. Right here. Step is to get our wiring harness that came with our voltage meter, and we'll hook up positive to negative. This is also wired for a temperature. I did not run a temperature line to my batteries. So basically this will just be ambient temperature. So we will hook our wires from the battery up to the voltage meter harness. And what I like to use is these little female and male connectors, just like I did off the battery. You could also use the butt end connectors, where you put them together like this and crimp them together. But I like mine, if I have to take it apart for some reason, I'm able to do so with these. All right, so go ahead and connect your red to red, black to black. And what you're going to want to do is tape these, because if they touch each other, it'll spark, it'll blow your fuse. Fuse it, wrap it up, and insulate your wires good and all your connections. Okay. And I'll show you what I did here. I just took my Dremel tool and I cut out a box hole in the instrument cluster to match this. So I just took a pencil, traced the outline of it, and I used the cutoff wheel on the Dremel to get that perfectly flush in there. So we will go ahead and attach that. We're connected here. We need to put our fuse in. Make sure our key is off. On, off, okay? And also, guys, you should do this with your cart in tow. So we'll go put our fuse in. All right, so, and I'll get that buttoned up. I'm just doing a test fit power, and indeed we do. It says we have 81% of our battery left. We're at 50.7 volts. What I will do is button this up. Should take me a couple minutes, but for you, it'll be just like this. Everything buttoned up. Reads pretty good. I have it charging right now, but there's what it looks like up close. It does have a function on it where it'll tell you the temperature of the batteries. Again, mine was just left dangling up in the instrument cluster, so it'll just give me ambient temperature readings. So I didn't touch this at all. But if you don't want it on, you just turn it off like that. On. That is the ambient temperature, and that is the voltage. I do have it plugged in. And also this fluctuates as you drive. You'll see the real-time reading in volts, which fluctuates greatly with your load on the battery as you're driving. I do want to test this thing for accuracy. That says 52 volts. So I got my multimeter, set it to 200 DC, positive. Took up the positive and the negative. So that's 51.4 on my multimeter. Let's see where we are at. 51.5 and or 4, it's kind of fluctuating. So this thing is, it is accurate. Charge it up. Seems like a pretty nice little addition. Here's what it does when you plug it in and charge it. And if you don't want it on, just turn it off. If you want to read it while you're riding. Okay, looks like stock. All right, guys.